Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The diagnostic trouble code DTC P0967 relates specifically to the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve B in the Honda CRV models from 2011 to 2016. This particular solenoid is responsible for controlling the hydraulic pressure necessary for proper clutch engagement and disengagement during automatic transmission operation. If this solenoid fails or has an electrical issue, it can lead to shifting problems and overall transmission performance issues. Understanding the importance of this component is crucial for effective troubleshooting. Prior to diagnosing, technicians should utilize the Honda Diagnostic System (HDS) to collect freeze data and onboard snapshots to ensure they have all relevant information. The goal is to isolate the problem to either a circuit or solenoid issue, since mechanical transmission problems cannot cause this specific DTC. The error code P0967 signifies an issue with the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve B. Located within the transmission system, this solenoid plays a critical role in the hydraulics of the automatic transmission. It regulates the pressure applied to the clutches necessary for smooth gear shifts. When an electrical issue arises, it triggers the DTC P0967, alerting the technician to inspect either the solenoid or its connecting circuit. The malfunction is purely electrical, meaning the internals of the transmission are likely functioning properly, which emphasizes the importance of checking all associated wires, connectors, and the powertrain control module (PCM) for faults. The primary culprits behind DTC P0967 include an electrical circuit problem, a faulty AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve B, or poor connections and terminals related to this solenoid. An electrical problem can arise from damaged wiring or incorrect grounding, leading to the solenoid not receiving the correct signals. A malfunctioning solenoid valve itself may not respond appropriately to the commands from the PCM, further complicating transmission performance. Additionally, loose or corroded terminals can disrupt the electrical flow and cause intermittent errors. Each of these potential issues must be investigated to effectively resolve the trouble code and restore proper functionality. Symptoms associated with DTC P0967 may include noticeable transmission shifting issues, such as delayed or harsh shifts between gears, or even complete slippage where the engine revs without a corresponding increase in vehicle speed. Drivers might also feel jerking motions during gear engagement, signaling that the hydraulic pressure is not being accurately controlled. In some cases, the check engine light or other warning lights may be illuminated on the dashboard, providing a visual indication that there is a system fault. These symptoms necessitate immediate attention to avoid further damage to the transmission system and ensure safe driving conditions. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0967 involves verifying the presence of the trouble code. Begin by turning the ignition switch to the on triple position without starting the engine. Next, use the Honda Diagnostic System (HDS) to clear the DTC, resetting any stored codes. After clearing, start the engine and allow it to run for at least 1 second. Then again check for any pending or confirmed DTCs using the HDS. If P0967 appears, it indicates that the issue has been duplicated, and you should progress to the next steps. If not, you may need to further investigate either the system or reboot the testing procedure. In the second troubleshooting step, focus on assessing the operational status of the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve B. Utilize the HDS to navigate to the miscellaneous test menu and select the option for the clutch pressure control linear solenoid valve B. Run the test to determine if the solenoid is operational. If the HDS indicates a normal status, this implies that the solenoid itself is functioning correctly, allowing you to move on to the next stage. However, if the response is abnormal, Further investigation into the solenoid's electrical connections or potential replacement may be necessary. The third step involves reviewing the onboard diagnostics (OBD) status for the clutch pressure control solenoid valve B. Access the clutch pressure control solenoid valve control menu in the HDS and set the solenoid valve output to 0.2 amps. This allows you to monitor real-time performance while determining if the system is performing as expected. If the HDS indicates a failed status for code P0967, the issue has been confirmed once again, requiring you to return to previous steps for further investigation. If the indication is passed or points to an intermittent failure, you should check for any poor connections or loose terminals between the solenoid and the PCM. Always ensure the test is fully completed to validate the findings. In the fourth troubleshooting step, the focus shifts to checking the internal resistance of the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve B. Start by turning the ignition switch to the lock position to ensure the safety of the electrical system. Next, disconnect the 2P connector of the solenoid. Using a multimeter, measure the resistance across test points 1 and 2 on the disconnected connectors. Ideal resistance should fall within the range of 4.9 to 6.4 ohms. If this condition is met, the solenoid is functioning correctly, allowing you to proceed to the next step. If not, replacement of the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve B is recommended to resolve the issue. Step 5 involves checking for continuity in the PG2 line, which is essential for the proper operation of the solenoid. With the ignition still in the lock 0 position and the solenoid connector disconnected, use a multimeter to check for continuity between the designated test points. Continuity in this line is crucial because it signifies that the electrical flow is intact and the system is capable of receiving signals. If continuity is verified, it's important to check if the PCM is up to date or replace it if necessary to ensure optimal performance. If continuity is not present, it suggests an open circuit in the PG2 wire between the solenoid and ground, necessitating repairs in the wiring or terminals. To conclude the troubleshooting process for DTC P0967, final repair verification is essential. Begin by ensuring that all connectors related to the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve B are correctly reconnected. Turn the ignition switch to the on/2 position without starting the engine to prepare the system for monitoring. Clear the DTC once again using the HDS and start the engine. After waiting for at least 1 second, check the OBD status for code P0967 in the DTCs menu. If the HDS indicates a passed status, you can consider the troubleshooting complete. If failed persists, investigate for loose connections or faulty components further. Preventive maintenance is crucial in avoiding recurrence of DTC P0967 and maintaining overall vehicle performance. Regular checks of the electrical system, particularly connections and wiring related to the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve B, can preempt potential problems. Investing time into inspecting terminals for corrosion or looseness can significantly enhance reliability. Additionally, ensuring that the PCM has the latest software updates can help in optimizing the performance of the transmission system. Routine inspections and proper maintenance are key components in prolonging the lifespan of the vehicle's transmission and preventing electrical issues from arising. In summary, DTC P0967 identifies problems specifically associated with the AT clutch pressure control solenoid valve B in Honda CRV from 2011 to 2016. The troubleshooting process emphasizes a detailed examination of the electrical components rather than mechanical transmission issues. Clear steps include verifying the DTC, testing the solenoid operation, and checking for internal resistance and wiring continuity. Lastly, successful repair verification is essential for confirming resolution of the code. By following outlined procedures and conducting regular preventive maintenance, technicians can effectively manage and mitigate issues related to this critical transmission component. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.